All right. Welcome back to the healing. In the last video, we finally essentially got to meet J.K. Knight. He sent us a couple voice messages. We had an actual phone call with him. There was a couple video messages. We met J.K. Knight and his friend Charlie. And as of right now, we're like best friends with J.K. Knight and Charlie. I mean, as weird as it sounds, we're best friends with J.K. Knight. I mean, he wants to be our friend, and we are friends. And we're going to use that to our advantage. We're going to try to get as much information from J.K. Knight as possible, being the best friend that we are. We are besties with J.K. Knight. Now, in the last video, we also talked with Roxy. J.K. was talking about, he was giving us these little hints and clues and riddles, talking about nests and rests and windows and all kinds of weird things, but referring to Roxy. So Roxy is going to go check her bedroom. Maybe it's possible that Dr. Crow or J.K. Knight, probably J.K. Knight, left something for Roxy in her bedroom. So she went to go check that. She'll be back in a bit. We're picking up right here, getting ready to spy in on Dr. Crow and J.K. Knight's messages. Now, I'm curious as to what and how J.K. is going to refer to Dr. Crow about us. Like, how is he going to refer to us to Dr. Crow? Is he going to tell Dr. Crow about how he's friends with us? Like, I just don't know. I don't know. So without further ado, let's jump in and spy in on Dr. Crow and JK. Connecting. Live monitoring shared. So JK is reaching out saying, Master this, master that. I proceeded with the next step as instructed. Dr. Crow says, good. Everything is going according to plan. Yes, master. It's not long now until the great healing. Now only the witnesses of this historic event are missing. They will surely be arriving soon? I should certainly hope so. I will not accept any failure. I still haven't forgiven you for losing the last group. Oh, so it was J.K. Knight's fault for losing the last group. Interesting. So J.K. Oh, I heard something, but just my dog losing her mind upstairs. So it was J.K.'s fault that they lost the group last time. So I'm still incredibly sorry about that, Master, but believe me, I've never stopped searching. I'm on their scent. I will find them. So JK may not actually be part of the last group, or maybe he was part of the last group and they disappeared anyways. I don't know. But that was one of the theories going around, is that JK was someone from the last group. Dr. Crow says, good. And keep an eye on Tongue-Tied too, but limit contact to what is necessary. His time has yet to come. Or has not come, but I said yet. It's same thing. J.K. Knight, yes, master. Is there anything else I can do for you? Dr. Crow says, no, that is all. All right. So now we're back into the daylight group chat with Winnie, Zoe. Winnie was talking to us about the experience that she had with Dr. Crow and that group, and the experience that Maya was having. And Maya is Winnie's sister. Winnie, Zoe, take a look at this. Sending them the JPEG of, I'm guessing, Dr. Crow and JK's their conversation that they just have. They just had, talking about they're gonna find that group. So that means he's still after you, Winnie. Oh God, no, please. Will there never be an end to this nightmare? And as I suspected, Dr. Crow does not work alone. After everything that's happened to the two of you, it was unlikely that only one person was behind it. This makes things even more dangerous. But where did you get this message, Tongue-Tied? Oh, let me tell you. I mean, I got this friend named Shadow. They're a hacker, and I'm able to spy in on JK and Dr. Crow's conversation. So someone I know, a hacker, I can't talk about that. I'll explain later. Now, I know Zoe's definitely going to want to know about this. Now, Shadow's not looking in on this message, but it might help Winnie and Zoe feel a little bit more comfortable if I say that I know this hacker and they're helping. So I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna let them know that I'm working with a hacker who has a personal interest in stopping Dr. Crow. Right. That might make Winnie and Zoe feel a little bit more comfortable with it. Zoe, you know a hacker. He could be useful to us after all. Are you sure he can be trusted? Yes, he's on our side. I have no reason not to trust him. I think so. I have no reason not to trust him. I mean, Shadow's trying to find his best friend Clara anyways. And what are you going to do now, Tongue-Tied? I don't know. I was hoping you guys had an idea. The most important thing right now is to find Lucy. Honestly, I don't know. You know what? Honestly, I don't know. I'm just kind of going with the flow on these things. We got to find out what Roxy has in her bedroom. That's the next step. Is there any way to get a hold of J.K. Knight to find out what he's up to? Oh, absolutely. He already contacted me. We're best friends, Zoe. You didn't know that yet. You didn't know that J.K. Knight and myself are best friends. Now, this is interesting. That the picture I sent her has the eye in the top left corner, which is obviously Shadow watching in. I wonder if Zoe and Winnie's going to pick up on that. Who is Charlie? Oh, let me tell you. There's Charlie. That's Charlie right there for you. And he wants to play hide and go seek. He wants to play hide and seek, and he's on the hunt. He's looking. That is what he sent you. Charlie is a doll. Yep. Yeah. Apparently he has some kind of doll fetish. I'm telling you, J.K. Knight is insane. I don't quite understand it myself yet. Look, I'm telling you, J.K. Knight is absolutely insane. He's a lunatic. Oh, and there's the video message. Listen to that again.
See how happy she is? That could be you too.
Creepy. Oh my gosh, that's disgusting. Guys, I need to sign off for a minute. Something is wrong with Maya. Oh no. I wonder if Maya heard that message and started to, have an episode. Okay, I'll see if I can find out anything about this guy in the meantime. Strangers, Roxy found something. Clearly Roxy found something. She says, oh God, guys. Keep me posted, Tongue-Tied. I'll be in touch as soon as I know more. All right, so Roxy definitely found something. This psychopath was actually here last night. Probably when you were sleeping. How did he get inside? I feel sick to my stomach. Valentine's is at night? What did you find, says Tim. I'm curious myself. Probably a doll. Roxy's taking her time. Are you okay, Roxy? What's going on, Roxy? We're starting to get worried. There she is. I'm kind of paralyzed. It's understandable. The phrase that Tongue-Tied received, you will find comfort in your nest, burned, you were right. He... Only he didn't mean my sleeping place, but his. His sleeping place? I don't understand what you mean, Roxy, says Valentine. He was here, damn it, and he's been watching me all night. This was under my bed. Oh, no. What's under the bed? Is it a mask? It's got to be a mask or another doll. Another doll. A spider. And eggs. Very creepy. Disgusting. I hate spiders. They're the worst. And this note was underneath. What does the note read? Oh, here we go. I lay here listening to your breath, and I give you this doll as a gift. Creepy. Very creepy. I lay here listening to your breath, and I give you this doll as a gift. So he was J.K. Knight was under her bed the entire night while she was just sleeping. So that definitely means the maniac was under your bed all night. Our theory about the phobias is absolutely correct. He was at your place before we even knew each other. Look, he was under your bed the entire night, listening to you breathe. That is creepy. That sick bastard. That's sending shivers down my spine. That's so terrible. And you didn't notice anything at all, Roxy. Thanks for the sentiment, Julius. Roxy says no. Are you sure he's gone now? There's no one here except this note and this disgusting doll, guys. I can't take it anymore. You're gonna have to, Roxy. I don't really know what to tell you, Roxy, but you're gonna have to deal with it for a little while longer. Julius says, keep calm, Roxy. Caring as ever, Julius. Roxy, please don't lose your nerve. You have to stay strong now. Lucy needs us. Say nothing. Look, Roxy, you got to stay strong, Roxy, because Lucy needs us right now. Now, I hope JK doesn't come after you next, Roxy, but as of right this very second, Lucy needs us, and she needs us to kind of keep our heads. Easy for you. Easy for you two to say, tongue-tied. This pervert was here in my bedroom, under my damn bed while I was asleep. So far, the perpetrator always left some kind of clue with the dolls, a clue that always leads us to another. Roxy, did you notice anything special about this spider? Something that could get ahead of us? Roxy says, you don't really want me to examine this thing. You're going to have to, Roxy. I'm afraid you don't have a choice. Roxy, it's just a doll. Look, Roxy, I'm afraid you don't have any choice. You're going to have to do it. And yes, remember, it's just a doll. Roxy, now don't be a sissy and take a closer look at the thing. Could I have a second to get a grip? There was some freak in my apartment just moments ago, and this doll is really fucking disgusting too, says Valentine. Strange, Dr. Crow also seems to know about Roxy's arachnophobia. How the hell does he know about our worst fears? Roxy, I checked. There's nothing special about it. Julius, what about those eggs the beast is sitting on? Maybe there's something, or maybe that's where the next clue is. There's nothing there. They are nothing but black eggs. Maybe you should crack them open. Crack the eggs open. Why? What I meant was more like inside the eggs. You want me to crack the eggs? Yes, crack the eggs. As if this wasn't already disgusting enough. It's probably just, I don't know, maybe normal chicken eggs, or if not, just plastic eggs. Oh no, we got into a loop. We're in a Julius loop now. I got to reset. All right, we're back. So Julius says, Roxy, do you want to save Lucy or not? Roxy says, all right, guys, I'll give it a try. Hang on. So yeah, we had to reset. We got into a little bit of a Julius loop. Make sure you put on gloves. Who knows what's inside? That's a good idea, Bern. That is good. Roxy says, I will. Julius says, good idea. Yeah, I agree. It's a good idea. Guys, here's what just came to my mind. Dr. Crow was in Roxy's bedroom last night and put the spiders there. That means he planned everything down to the last detail well in advance. I don't think it was Dr. Crow. I think it was J.K. Knight, Valentine. I don't think it was Dr. Crow, because Dr. Crow isn't about putting out the dolls. J.K. Knight's about putting out the dolls. Tim says, only if we could find out what this madman is up to. Burns says, perhaps the contents of those eggs will tell us that in a moment. I feel sick. Is that blood? Oh, no. What does that say? I have no idea what that says. So she did crack an egg open. Does look like blood. Superb. Superb A. Super BA? I don't know. Super blah? BLA? I don't know. It's super something. Super BA. I can't tell. Valentine says that's disgusting. What's in this note? Roxy, please check the other eggs too. See if there's anything in them as well. It's probably a bunch of different notes. We're probably gonna have to put the words in order. Superbia. So Julius thinks it's Superbia. What does that mean? I don't know. Does anyone know? Superbia. I don't know what Superbia means, but I'm gonna take a guess. Yes, I think it's Latin and means trap. A horror movie from the 70s. One of the 7 deadly sins. I don't think it's one of the 7 deadly sins. Superbia. I don't think so. Is it Latin for trap? I'm going to go with the Latin. It's Latin and means trap. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I don't think it's one of the 7 deadly sins. You're mixing up something there, tongue-tied. Superbia, Avarita, Luxuria, Ira, Gola, blah, blah, blah. These are Latin terms for the 7 deadly sins. So it was a 7 deadly sin. It was a Latin term for a 7 deadly sin. Got it. Pride. See, that's what I knew. I knew pride, greed, lust, anger, gluttony, envy, and sloth. I knew those, but I didn't know the Latin term for it. I guess that makes sense. Inside the other eggs are exactly these words. Wait, in one of the eggs, there were 2 notes. Ira and the hammer of God. The hammer of God. Thor? Like the hammer of God, that would be Thor's hammer. Mjolnir. I have to admit, I'm stumped here. What about you, tongue-tied? You usually have such good friends who can get all the information. Shadow just joined. Speaking of the devil. What does Shadow have here? Hammer murderers case. A city breathes a sign of relief. Hammer of God finally arrested. Oh, so he was a murderer. Interesting. After more than 2 years, the head of the homicide squad, Mr. Bogart Grunwald, succeeded last Sunday in convincing one of the probably worst perpetrators of this decade. The case refers to the violent crimes and murders committed in the period from 1972 to 1974. Joshua G., 42 years of age, who was known to be a religious fanatic. These seven were murdered in cold blood. Oh, and they were all murdered because of the 7 deadly sins. So they were murdered in cold blood, the only link at first being the weapon used in the crime. All the victims were beaten to death with a hammer, the hammer of God, and they were murdered because of the breaking the 7 deadly sins. Interesting. A religious fanatic from the 70s who beat 7 people to death with a hammer. He claimed that he acted in the name of God and that he had to judge the sinners. Thank you very much. I would never have thought of that. Well, I still don't trust you, Shadow. Where did this guy get all this info so quickly? Look, he's good at what he does. Ever heard of Google? Shadow only wants to look. Ever heard of Google, Julius? You get a lot of information there. He says, whatever. I think we should kick him out of the group. That's wrong. We shouldn't. Didn't we settle that already, Julius? I really have other things to worry about right now. Shadow obviously wants to help us. Sorry, Shadow. Julius is sometimes... Yes, I'm listening. How best to describe you, says Valentine. Aggro, a little rude, retarded. Oh, a bit harsh. Look, he's definitely aggro. That's for sure. He's definitely aggro. It's okay, I understand that he's skeptical. Here's a suggestion. We'll have a vote. Oh, a vote to vote out Shadow? There's no way that anyone's going to vote out Shadow. Okay, if the majority decides I should go, I'm out of here. That sounds reasonable. How many of you are in favor of this talented hacker? I vote in favor. Roxy's in favor. Tim, I'm curious. Tim and Anna are both in favor. So that already, right there, the only one that's not in favor is Julius. Considering the fact that we're going to need all the help we can get, I'm supportive too. All right, I got it. Now can we... I didn't get the vote. Where's my vote? Now can we please get back to those disgusting eggs? Oh God, all the blood. I almost threw up. I now have a total of 8 notes. All the deadly sins and the hammer of God. Does anyone have any idea what this freak is trying to tell us? Shadow says, so far, all I know is that this guy was convicted and sent to jail, and that he died in his cell. But what does a religious wacko from the 70s have to do with us? How did he die? I don't think that gets us anywhere right now. I'm curious. What does a religious wacko from the 70s have to do with us? Guys, we've arrived now. Looks like it's an abandoned group of buildings. The area is huge. So Tim and Anna just arrived to the coordinates that we sent them from one of the other riddles that J.K. Knight sent us. We have no idea how to find Lucy here. Valentine says, you got this, Tim. Roxy says, be careful, please. And please take good care of Anna. Roger that. We'll be in touch as soon as there's any news. So they're just going to do that? Oh, okay. So we're back in the daylight group chat. Guys, are you there? So Winnie is reaching back out to us. She had some time to sit down, relax, reflect, and maybe she's ready to talk some more. I'm hoping Winnie finds some comfort in the fact that we're working with Shadow. I mean, we are in conversation with J.K. Knight, but she has to understand that we're doing everything we can to stop Dr. Crow and J.K. Knight. And hopefully she can help as well. Hope you guys are enjoying the healing. And as always, thanks for watching. Love you all. And we'll see you next time. Goodbye.